Good morning, everybody. Let's welcome our dignitaries on the dais with a huge round of applause, everyone. I'll welcome all the dignitaries, our chief guest, Honorable Minister of PWD, Law and Judiciary, Legislative Affairs and Environment and Climate Change, Government of Goa, Shri Nilesh Kabralji, Shri Arun Kumar Mishra, IAS Secretary, Environment and Climate Change, Government of Goa, Vice Chairman, CII Goa State Council and Managing Director of Agrawal Renewable Energy Private Limited, Shri Anirudh Agrawal, Chairman, Goa State Pollution Control Board, Shri Mahesh K. Patil ji, Member Secretary, Goa Pollution Control Board, Dr. Shamila Montero ji. Everybody, let's hear it for all the dignitaries on the dais. Good morning, everyone. Welcome you all to the inaugural ceremony of First International Environment and Sustainability Summit Goa 2023. Delighted to share with you all as India holds the presidency of G20 for 2023. This summit is also endorsed under G20. I request Chairman, Goa State Pollution Control Board, Shri Mahesh K. Patil ji to deliver his welcome address. Everybody, let's hear it for Mr. Patil.
Good morning, Namaskar. Chief guest of today's function, inaugural function of First International Environment and Sustainability Summit, Shri Nilesh Kabralji, Honorable Minister for Environment, PWD and Judiciary, Government of Goa. Guest of honor, Shri Arun Kumar Mishra ji, Secretary, Environment, Fisheries, Health, Government of Goa. Mr. Anirudh Agrawal, Chairman, CII Goa, my colleague Dr. Shamila Montero, all invitees, chairmen of various pollution control board, member secretaries, speakers, eminent professors, scientists, industrialists, and delegates who have come for this August gathering of Environmental Summit and Environmental Exhibition. On behalf of Goa Pollution Control Board, it's my proud privilege to welcome you all for this function. I'm very happy that you all have come here to witness this first Environment and Sustainability Summit, which we have organized in Goa. Many a time you think something great idea, but it doesn't happen alone. This is an example where we at the Pollution Control Board just mooted this idea, and then we got a lot of support from all the partners whom we have sent. I will just go little back, like this new board was formed in last January, it was almost a year ago, when election was just to be announced. And Mr. Nilesh Kabralji was the Minister of Environment then. He just told us, you are a professional body, you have got an eminent board member, and you are all technical people. You need to handle this issue technically. We all give you support, whatever you needed. And as Goa public mandated for the same party to come in power, and we are fortunate that Mr. Nilesh Kabral, who is also an engineer, came not only elected but the same portfolio, and I never had to go in again to ask for support again. We started doing the work and things fall in place. Especially for the industry, I'm saying what he told us is ease of doing business. What our Honorable Prime Minister Modi ji says, we need to implement on priority. We were doing, but there were some areas we can look at minutely and see how best we can support industry to invest more, to perform more, and have a less bureaucracy. I'm happy to note that we support my entire board and the technical team. We started something called Citizen Charter, and almost we have for mandated time to grant the consent, which takes almost 3 to 4 months, we reduced to almost 1/4. And today, we are proud that no files are pending more than 1 month. I think that should be a good to industry. And that all support we got from the government. Similarly, we also said that our board is, maybe we are regulatory, but we should go beyond. So we expect industry to go beyond compliance. We would also want to go beyond regulatory. So we said we would do a knowledge sharing workshop. Many of the companies, technology come and present to us. So we said only giving knowledge is not good, but we'll give you a platform where all industry can come. And then we started a monthly program wherein the technology provider will come and speak at our conference hall with no cost. We'll invite government delegates, we invite all industry participants, and I'm very happy that there was a huge support from all industry partners. And in that area we said, if you want to get all those technology partners, supporters in Goa, would you support all your supporters? And that whatever we thought is what you see today, is the exhibition of the technology provider who came to us and they are here. That time what we thought, if we have a technology, we should have a summit. And we started this concept. I approached Niri. I think Director Niri will be joining tomorrow. Dr. Atul Vaidya, who happens to be my friend for many years, he said, we will give you the knowledge. So on behalf of board again, I thank and welcome the team Niri, who have been the first to start the program with us. Similarly, the idea when we were doing industry partner CII, known body in India, they are not looking only at the policy regime, but also partners, many of the proactive approach. Seema Arora, who is also joining us tomorrow, Deputy Director General, who had associate long back, she said, we will partner with you. And then the entire CII became our industry partner, whereas Niri was our knowledge partner. And when Modi ji, Government of India took a G20 as the chairman of the summit, she said, let's explore whether we can, if not G20, because it was early stage, we can make B20. I'm very happy that with CIS support and support from our government, like our minister and chief minister wrote to the central government, and this event became part of the B20. It's a business 20. However, it could be also become a G20. So it's a both event, but more particularly it's a B20 event. Thirdly, we went to GRI, Global Reporting Initiative, who are also known for reporting ESG, Environment Social Governance Standard. Again, I was lucky that I was associated with them many years ago, and when we approached them, they said, we become a network partner. In fact, Global Southeast Asia head would be here, would be chairing this session and sharing the ESG practice of one of the finest company in India and abroad as a part of the plenary discussion. Many of the foreign delegates who couldn't come because in between there was a COVID scare. December was a travel holiday time visa issue. But we look forward in future, and they assured us that they will come and support us. So the issue what I'm trying to tell you is, if we all come together, things move faster. And so we look forward for industrial support. Again, with the support of our Honorable Minister, who said, as I said, is more of a technocrat, supported by equally by Chief Minister, said, let's do an environmental audit. So we'll not call audit, but we call the facilitation or assessment. So I'm happy that many of the professionals from Goa and outside who settled in Goa, worked in various industries, they would be part of our audit team. We'll be launching on 14th of this month, next week. This month, next week. For visiting every unit, auditing is a mandatory requirement. However, we'll look at how best we can improve the practices and involve like circular economy. In the same time, we also realize industry time is important. So we also spoke with CII, Greenco, with whom we'll be sharing MOE in the validatory function where Central Minister, Honorable Upendraji Yadav will be here. So we said, let CII expertise, our expertise and the industry expertise come together. We audit the industry and make a green rating. So we have platinum rating, gold rating, and by virtue of which we will have also consent renewal mechanism smooth. Maybe if somebody is a platinum rated, we would give them auto renewal of the consent. So you spend less time on following up with us, but you spend more time with us on technology transfer, knowledge sharing, and making new initiative. I'm also happy to report, which again, MO is in final stage. Like my first appeal when I made, Godrej came forward. They said as a part of CSR and technology, we'll have a MOU with Goa Pollution Control Board and Waste Management Corporation. I know my friend Levinson is sitting here, and they're doing extremely good work in waste management. So let's come together, and they will fund us for 3 years project, which will be jointly implemented with Waste Management Corporation. Again, well, good thing has to be told. Honorable Minister also believes in doing himself and showing outside. There is something called NIMBY approach, not in my backyard. 2 things which are happening. One, the waste management plant, state of the art. I would request my other chairman, if you have time, you can visit. He is putting that plant in his constituency so that you don't have to convince others. Similarly, Ramsar Lake wetland, which will be inaugurated or launched by Honorable Minister on 4th, which the first Ramsar Lake site is in his constituency. So this shows that we want to do it ourselves and show to the outside. So with this, I look forward for your support from industry. Also, I welcome the, as I said, speakers who have come from eminent speakers. I will not take name of everybody for some of my good colleagues from IIT, NIRI, and thank you for sparing time, your valuable time to come here. And so more importantly, the sponsors, I welcome them, and the exhibitors who have come here. I look forward for your continuous support, and once again, welcome you for this program. Thank you. Jai Bharat, Jai Goa.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for kickstarting this beautiful ceremony and also sharing the thoughts behind organizing such innovatory gathering. Now I request Member Secretary, Goa Pollution Control Board, Dr. Shamila Monteroji, to please welcome all the dignitaries with bouquet of flowers. Shri Nilesh Kabralji, Shri Arun Kumar Mishra ji, Shri Anirudh Agarwal ji, Shri Mahesh Patil ji. Everybody, let's have a huge round of applause for all the dignitaries who are gracing the dais and sparing their valuable time for us. I once again request all the dignitaries to come forward and give an auspicious beginning to this beautiful ceremony. थोड़ी तालियां हो जाए। Vice Chairman, CAI Goa State Council and Managing Director of Agrawal Renewable Energy Private Limited, Shri Anirudh Agrawal ji, to come forward and deliver his address. Everybody, let's hear it for Mr. Anirudh.
Thank you. Good morning to you all. It's my pleasure to welcome you all to the first International Environment and Sustainability Summit, Goa. It's an honor to have amidst us Shri Nilesh Kabral, Minister for Environment and Climate Change, PWD and Judiciary, Government of Goa, Shri Arun Kumar Mishra, IAS, Secretary, Environment and Climate Change, Government of Goa, Shri Mahesh Patil, Chairman, Goa State Pollution Control Board. The theme of the summit is building a sustainable future, which is very relevant as India steers towards G20 presidency and delivers actionable policy recommendations to spur economic and sustainable growth. The B20 India 23 is anchored by CII. This year's B20 engagement group embraces the theme RAISE, towards responsible, accelerated, innovative, sustainable and equitable businesses, affirming values of business across the globe. The G20 theme, Vasudevai Kutumbanam, epitomizes our age-old belief that the world is one family that has come from one bedrock. I strongly believe sustainability is imperative for our future. And to start with this, to lay a foundation of this has to be done at a very young age. When we were in school, renewable energy was a concept for the geeks. We never saw or knew what renewable energy was. But today, the children in college talk about achieving 50% carbon neutrality by 2030 and 100% by 2070, which is brilliant. I mean, they'll get to see a zero carbon world in their lifetime. As a part of our corporate responsibility towards this, what we do is we encourage and invite students from all ages to come visit we have a solar manufacturing factory and look at career options. Make renewable energy and sustainability part of everyday life and not a special subject. So, I mean, I would request, even through the government, if it can be a part of curriculum, included sustainability as a subject in school. I think it would go a long way. According to REN 21 report, India today is the 4th largest player in renewable energy. But per capita wise, we still have a long way to go. And hence, conferences like this will really help. With these words, I would like to welcome all of you to the first conclave and look forward to fruitful interaction. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. I request Shri Arun Kumar Mishra ji, IAS, Secretary, Environment and Climate Change, Government of Goa, to deliver his address. Let's hear it for Mr. Mishra.
आदरणीय श्री नीलेश काबराल सर, पर्यावरण मंत्री गोवा सरकार, श्री महेश पाटिल साहब, चेयरमैन गोवा पोल्यूशन कंट्रोल बोर्ड, माई कलीग शमिला जी, मेंबर सेक्रेटरी एंड सेक्रेटरी फिशरीज, अनिरुद्ध अग्रवाल साहब, और इंडस्ट्री से इकट्ठे गोवा के सारे लीडर्स और नेशनल लीडर्स जो कि हमारे फ्यूचर इन्वायरमेंट पॉलिसीज़ और डेवलपमेंट को शेप करेंगे। थोड़ा सा टोन डिफरेंट करते हुए I will go back to the basics. सस्टेनेबिलिटी या सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट की बात 1948 से शुरू हो गई थी, जब यूएन चार्टर में ह्यूमन राइट डिक्लेरेशन आए, उसमें उसके ट्रेसेस मिले। लेकिन ब्रुंसलैंड रिपोर्ट ने 1982 में पहली बार सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट की बात की, और जब सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट को डिफाइन करने की बात आई तो उसने बड़ी सिंपल से डेफिनेशन दी। व्हेन इकोलॉजी balances economy and economy balances ecology without affecting each other, that is the sustainable development। इतनी सरल परिभाषा मैंने भी पढ़ के आज याद की कि बोलने के लिए अच्छा रहेगा और समझने के लिए भी अच्छा रहेगा। तो इसी से टेक अवे दो तीन टेक अवे निकले कि इंटर जनरेशनल इक्विटी होनी चाहिए। जो भी हमारा डेवलपमेंट इंटर जनरेशनल इक्विटी होनी चाहिए। बट इज दैट इंटर जनरेशनल इक्विटी, हम अपने कल्चर को प्रिजर्व कर पाएँ, हम अपने डाइवर्सिटी को प्रिजर्व कर पाएँ, और सबसे बड़ी चीज़ जो महात्मा गांधी जी का ट्रस्टीशिप का सिद्धांत है, वो शायद सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट का एक की कंपोनेंट है कि ये जो वर्ड हमें मिला है वो हमारा राइट नहीं है, बल्कि एक टाइम फेज की, एक टाइम स्पेस की हमारी एक यात्रा है जिसमें हम उसके कैरियर हैं, कस्टोडियन हैं, और उससे बेटर कंडीशन में हमें आगे वाली जनरेशन को दे देना है। तो शायद ये ब्रुक्सलैंड रिपोर्ट में गांधी जी के विचारों को डाला गया और ये माना गया कि इंटर जनरेशनल इक्विटी जरूर होनी चाहिए। लेकिन ये कॉन्सेप्ट लेवल पे कैसे इसका इम्प्लीमेंटेशन किया जाए, हाउ टू इम्प्लीमेंट दिस कॉन्सेप्ट, उसके बाद डेवलपमेंट आया, इंट्रा जनरेशनल इक्विटी की बात आई। व्हाट इज इंट्रा जनरेशनल इक्विटी? आप देखेंगे 60s में नॉर्थ एंड साउथ कंट्रीज का डिवाइड हुआ, इवन विद इन इंडिया डेवलप्ड, अंडर डेवलप्ड एंड डेवलपिंग स्टेट्स एंड सोसाइटीज एंड रीजन्स की बात आई। तो इंट्रा जनरेशनल थ्योरी इक्विटी की जो आई, उसका ये कहना था कि विद इन कंट्रीज भी गैप है और कंट्रियों के बीच में भी गैप है, इकोनॉमी के बेस पे गैप है। तो आइडेंटिफाई ब्रुक्सलैंड रिपोर्ट ने ये किया कि व्हाट इज द मेन चैलेंज टू एनवायरनमेंट। सबसे बड़ा चैलेंज जो पर्यावरण के लिए है वो गरीबी है। पॉवर्टी इज द बिगेस्ट चैलेंज फॉर एनवायरनमेंट। सो व्हाट वी आर डूइंग, जैसे हम इंडस्ट्री की बात करते हैं, पोल्यूशन कंट्रोल बोर्ड नॉर्म्स देता है, आप ये लगाएं, ये करें, वो करें। मुझे दिल्ली की एक याद आती है थोड़ा, क्योंकि इंडस्ट्री के लीडर्स यहाँ पे अवेलेबल हैं, मैं उनके सामने ये शेयर करूँगा कि दिल्ली में जब CNG फ्लीट पे कन्वर्जन की बात है कि CNG कर ही देना है, 7 डेज़ में कर देना है सर 2000 में, तो सारी इंडस्ट्री खड़ी हो गई, लेकिन बड़े इन्फीरियर प्रोडक्ट आ गए। बहुत इन्फीरियर प्रोडक्ट है क्योंकि टेक्नोलॉजिकल डेवलपमेंट्स नहीं हुए थे और किसी में इतना नहीं था कि वॉल्वो से या किसी अन्य बड़ी मल्टीनेशनल से परचेज करें। तो लोकल रेमेडीज़ आई, बसों में आग लगने लगी, हीट होने लगी, स्पीड नहीं ले पाए। तो इस पॉइंट पे मेरा ये कहना है कि किसी भी सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट के लिए टेक्नोलॉजी जो है बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट चीज़ है। अब क्योंकि आप इंडस्ट्री के लीडर हैं, तो आपके लिए क्या ड्यूटीज़ हैं, आपके लिए क्या टेक अवेज हैं, एक हमारी सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट या सर्कुलर इकोनॉमी को इस्टेब्लिश करने के लिए क्या ड्यूटीज़ हैं। 3 स्तर हैं। पहला जो हम मैन्युफैक्चरिंग लेवल पे हैं, मैन्युफैक्चरिंग लेवल पे ही हम इंश्योर करें कि जो हम प्रोडक्ट यूज़ कर रहे हैं वो मिनिमम इन्वायरमेंट के अगेंस्ट हो, इन्वायरमेंट फ्रेंडली एज फार एज पॉसिबल। नंबर 2, यदि हमें ऐसे प्रोडक्ट यूज़ भी करने पड़ते हैं तो हम ये उसकी वायबिलिटी देखें कि हम एंड टू एंड इंक्रिप्शन, जैसे हम व्हाट्सएप में बात करते हैं, वैसे हमने जो प्रोडक्ट यूज़ किया है उसको एंड पे ले जाके कैसे हम रीयूज़, रिसाइकिल या वेस्ट की तरफ ले जाएंगे। ये तो प्रोड्यूसर लेवल की बात हुई। कंज्यूमर लेवल पे जो हम सारे लोग एक ग्रुप में कंज्यूमर भी हैं, तो कंज्यूम टिल द पॉसिबल यूटिलिटी ऑफ दैट प्रोडक्ट। जो भी प्रोडक्ट है, आईफोन है, यदि वो 5 साल चल सकता है तो 5 साल यूज़ करें, न कि हम 2 साल बाद 14 आ गया, 15 आ गया, 17 आ गया तो उसको हम चेंज कर दें। थर्ड, गवर्नमेंट लेवल जो रेगुलेटर का लेवल है, उसका सबसे इम्पॉर्टेंट रोल है कि वो तो इंटर डिपार्टमेंटल कोऑर्डिनेशन करे। पोल्यूशन कंट्रोल बोर्ड्स हैं, हमारी अर्बन डेवलपमेंट की बॉडीज़ हैं, रेगुलेटर्स, एनवायरनमेंट डिपार्टमेंट, उनके जो स्टेक होल्डर्स हैं वो अप्रोप्रिएटली अपना काम कर रहे हैं कि नहीं कर रहे हैं, या शिफ्टिंग ऑफ द बर्डन है, उसमें भी सर्कुलर इकोनॉमी लागू हो गई कि अपना बर्डन दूसरे पे शिफ्ट कर दिया। तो एज ए रेगुलेटर हमारी ड्यूटी ये बनती है कि वेदर वी आर इंश्योरिंग आवर ड्यूटीज आर नॉट। इसमें एक इम्पॉर्टेंट ये है कि हमारी जो पॉलिसी हैं उसका सोशल इम्पैक्ट क्या है, उसका इन्वायरमेंटल इम्पैक्ट क्या है, और सबसे इम्पॉर्टेंट इकोनॉमिक आउटपुट क्या है। कोई भी काम होता है, जब तक इकोनॉमी ग्रो नहीं करेगी, हम कितनी भी बातें कर लें, हम इन्वायरमेंट को प्रोटेक्ट नहीं कर सकते। विदाउट डेवलपमेंट एंड जनरेटिंग मनी, विदाउट डेवलपिंग द इकोनॉमी, हम उसे डेवलप नहीं कर सकते। मैं अब इसके आगे ज़्यादा नहीं बोलूँगी, सिंस यू ऑल आर एक्सपर्ट ऑफ दिस फील्ड, मैं ये पॉइंट आपके सामने रखता हूँ। और सबसे एक इम्पॉर्टेंट एक क्वेश्चन मैं पुट फोर्थ करता हूँ। आपके वेरियस डेलिब्रेशंस होंगे और लास्ट डे जब आपका सेशन कंक्लूड होगा, तो अभी अग्रवाल साहब ने बात की थी जीरो कार्बन इमिशन। इस पे भी मैं चाहूँगा कि आप डिलिबरेट करें कि वेदर इट इज़ ए प्रैक्टिकल पॉसिबिलिटी और नॉट, वेदर वी कैन गो फॉर नेट जीरो कार्बन इमिशन और नेट जीरो कार्बन इक्विलिब्रियम और नॉट। हमें इनके लिए ये पॉसिबल है कि नहीं है। यदि नहीं है तो एक ऐसे कॉन्सेप्ट के रूप में जो आप हिस्ट्री में देखें, प्रिकॉशनरी प्रिंसिपल आया, फिर इंटर जनरेशनल थ्योरी आई, तो बाद में उसे अबेंडन न करना पड़े। तो एज ए लीडर ऑफ द सोसाइटी एंड साइंटिस्ट ऑल्सो यू शुड थिंक, वंडर ओवर दैट, मेक ए पेपर दैट नेट जीरो कार्बन इमिशन इज पॉसिबल और नॉट। इसी के साथ एक चैलेंज के साथ आपको मैं अपनी बात खत्म करता। थैंक यू वेरी मच।
Thank you, sir. So ladies and gentlemen, here we are talking about how better we can make our environment with all the little efforts that we can do, doing our bit, as we all say. And when we are talking about doing our bit, so right now what we can do is put your hands together. Let's have a huge round of applause and let's welcome our chief guest. Let's fill this hall with a lot of energy and welcome him up on stage to deliver his inaugural address. Let's welcome our Honorable Minister for PWD, Law and Judiciary, Legislative Affairs and Environment and Climate Change, Government of Goa, Shri Nilesh Kabral ji. Zabardast taaliyan ho jaye. Thank you.
A very good morning to all present for the International Environment Sustainable Summit Goa, for the first one which we are organizing in the state of Goa. And for this very summit, we have the Environment Secretary, Shri Arun Mishra ji, the Chairman of Goa State Pollution Control Board, Shri Mahesh Patil ji, CEI Vice President, Mr. Agrawal ji. We have Member Secretary of Pollution Control Board, Srimati Monteiro ji. Of the dais, we have chairmen of various state pollution control boards, member secretaries of various state control board speakers, eminent speakers for the 3-day functions, industrialists from the state of Goa and outside the state of Goa, people interested in being part of this International Environment and Sustainable Summit, which is being organized by the Goa State Pollution Control Board. The exhibitors, my dear friends, ladies and gentlemen. When to speak of, I think it is better that you all speak than I speak as a politician. But as all politicians say that we have to start somewhere and end somewhere. God knows when they will end, but we have to assume that we will be ending somewhere. So let us start with yesterday's budget speech. I mean the budget what Honorable Sitaramai ji and under guidance of Honorable Prime Minister. When we say sustainability and environment, I think yesterday's budget was very joyful for all of us to be part of and to say, yes, there is something that the Honorable Prime Minister does not only speak in the entire world, but he does it, he brings in something for the entire country where we can be part of, to see how we all can be seeing whether goals of achievements are there. I will leave his main vision. When I was there, I remember him speaking about life. What is life? I think we all know what is life means, lifestyle of environment. And he has initiated this movement for all of us to begin and for all of us to take forward. And when he says this, he is also putting part of his government at the national level to be part of the entire system for the world. He wants to be a front runner, and he being this year's G20 presidency where he has attained because of his dynamic views. I think if you go to see, he has made missions his goals. Like today the National Green Hydrogen Mission, where he has promised 19,700 crores, is something we can all be part and viable for, where we can look forward to be part of it. There is another thing where the energy transition, where he has provided 35,000 crores for the priority in capital investment towards energy transition and net zero objectives, is something we can all ponder on. And that is why we are all here to see how to go forward. And with all of us brainstorming is how to help the Honorable Prime Minister in achieving his global statements. This is all I think what this summit says about. He has always plans, and we always see that we have energy storage projects which he is going to support to the battery storage part, which I think we all have to look forward. As Mr. Agrawal has mentioned that he has entrepreneurship for generating solar. I think many of us here also must be having some. But the concept of introducing the battery storage part is what we will all have to vie for. And that is why sustainability and coming into zero net carbon emissions is something which we all have to see. The second thing is where he said green credit program. Now what is green credit program? I think we will all be speaking for the next 2-3 days. And he is supporting this movement by encouraging behavioral change of green credit programs and notifying under the Environment Protection Act and giving incentives to people who are promoting this is something that we are looking all forward for. Today, with the new waste to wealth programs, I think we were, as chairman has said, that in Goa we are a very small state. But even after being small state, we have our own problems because we have, our state has hardly 15-16 lakh population. But we have almost 15 to 20 times the population where people from other states, countries come to visit our state. And then comes the problems of waste. Because we have a system of tackling our waste in a systematic fashion. But ultimately when we have 20 times our population, then comes the problem, how do we tackle? And that is why, if you see the scheme where he has put Govardhan scheme, where 500 new waste to wealth plants under the Govardhan galvanizing organic bio-agro resource done is what he has focused on. Now looking at all these things, I think we are in the safe leadership of the Honorable Prime Minister, where his visions and goals is when he makes statements globally, where we are going to have, like he says that if we have a lot of things for us to ponder, and 2070 is the achievement for the goals which we all will be speaking of. I think we all have been part of it. And I'm sure that with his support on supporting angles from the environment in the financial budget, and maybe a few more over the days to come, I think we all have to work towards these directions. And today, with the International Environment and Sustainability Summit, which is going to held from today onwards for the next 3 days, where Honorable Environment Minister, Central Environment Minister will be coming for the conclusion part. And looking at all this, I think your views and your objectives for the next 2-3 days of this program will also handhold us as part of the state government and at the national level to see what we all vie for. I'm sure with all of you here today, we should be able to achieve what this particular environment summit is for and part of the sustainability movement. When we see, as Goa, as Pollution Control Board Chairman just mentioned, when he took over chairmanship of the Pollution Control Board, we had emphasized this particular summit. Unfortunately, there was a change of government. Fortunately, I happened to be again the Environment Minister for the state of Goa. And looking forward in sustainability part and environmental angle, I think the political class is there. At least we, my Chief Minister in the state of Goa, is for looking at these particular growths. And we are looking for all these missions to see at least the state of Goa is part of the Honorable Prime Minister's vision of seeing this particular country, with its vast population and ever-increasing population, in having sustainable vision. And that is why we all have to come together and put our inputs to see how we can all progress as this one big nation to see how we can go to sustainability. Sometimes, I remember I being the PW Minister for the state and the Environment Minister, and I was the Power Minister in the past, when there were all these issues about not bringing the grid down the wildlife sanctuary or to the system of the Western Ghats. I try to ponder is when the system asks to provide 24 hours electricity to a particular consumer. How do we do it? The system says that you cannot have coal generating emission plants in the state of Goa, where if you find that entire world or entire country where 80-85% of the energy we consume is from emission of carbon footprints, putting in burning of coal. When this comes and you don't bring in the power grids down in the system, how do we go about it? And as part of the Power Ministry then, and as part of Environment Minister, I said, let us be a little different and see to how, as individuals who always ponder and say that we have to support the environment, I introduced a 50% subsidy scheme for solar power for individual domestic households, where you could come on board and take 50% from the state government to show its support to the environmental needs. But unfortunately, I'm very open today. I thought we as Goans would be the first to jump on, but I did not get that sort of support. But I have found many people saying that you should not bring the grid down, and other people start asking why you cannot give 24 hours power to us. So when this starts coming in, how do we go forward? I think we all individuals who are here or in a part of the state and in the country have to have objectives for himself and oneself to see that sustainability development goals are not only the political class goals, but each one of us who are here today have to go towards these sustainable goals. That is why we also had policies, and we still have policies where we supported the new angle where Honorable Prime Minister is now supporting, where renewable energy or all those goals of charging stations, having new electrical vehicles. I heard Mishra ji when he was part of the the Delhi administration in 2000, where they started because of the pollution levels being very high. But the technology driven was not supporting them. But today, I think with all entrepreneurs here and the world over, the technologies are being improved. Storage, battery storage. When we started with electrical charging cars, we could not have 100 kilometers on the first car, maybe. Today, a car, we can travel almost 600, 700 kilometers on a single charge. So things are changing, and things are changing in a very positive way. So that is why I once again request all the people, all my people who have gathered for this summit, the personalities, whether the scientists or individuals, to share their experiences and put into something where we as part of the policy making of the state and the country, we can go ahead and find these goals of today's summit. Why we are saying the International Environment and Sustainability Summit, which we have started today, in finding the real objectives towards the sustainable growth. Once again, I congratulate the chairman of Goa State Pollution Control Board and the member secretary and entire team for organizing this summit. And I hope the next 2-3 days, what we are all here for, with the people who are yet to come and people who are here to address this 3-day summit, we find great things where we can learn from, where we can interact from each other, learn the best practices, maybe outside the state, maybe the world over, so that each one of us can follow in right earnest, and as a state, we can make some policies for the goals set by the Honorable Prime Minister on a global platform. Not taking much of your time, I am only Honorable Chief Minister was supposed to be here today. Unfortunately, he had been called yesterday evening to a particular place where he had to rush, and that is why he has given his best wishes to all of you here on behalf of the state of Goa. And he has said that whatever, I will tell the chairman that whatever we learn or we speak in the next 2-3 days here, and whatever ways as a state, because we as a small state can always be a front runner in bringing new innovative ideas to the state, so that maybe the other bigger states can follow in the sustainable goals. So with your visions for the state of Goa, which we will be looking forward, I request both the chairman and the member secretary of Goa State Pollution Control Board to summarize this, give what as a state, a small state of Goa can be part of this environment sustainable summit which is there, what the state can do to be part of one of the first states in the country to go on those directions, is what I will look from all of you in bringing in the goals and objectives, so that we can look at how we can do together. I congratulate the chairman of Goa State Pollution Control Board and the member secretary and his team again. And I wish that whatever they have set goals for them as part of making a very friendly approach as part of Goa State Pollution Control Board for the industries. Because I am aware that whatever suggestions the Goa industries gives them, they are a very forefront in being proactive, in bringing the structural changes in the environmental angle in the Pollution Control Board. And with the Secretary of Environment who is here today, we as Environment Ministry, I think we will look not only in the Pollution Control Board, but all the other sectors where maybe SEI, SECC, other sectors of the environment angle will look in making ease of doing business, is what we will all look forward. Thank you. Welcome to Goa. And I hope that your stay, or who have come from outside the state and within the state, for this 2-3 days summit which we are going to have here. All of you will be here on the final day when Honorable Environment Minister will be addressing us at 2:30 and onwards on the third day, that is on the 4th, because we are here. I'm fortunate as Environment Minister, as Ramsar site has been one of the sites in the only sites in my constituency. We are having Ramsar site, 75 Ramsar chairmen of all over India are coming in my constituency on the 3rd and 4th. We have a program. We are celebrating the World Wetland Days in Goa ourselves, and Honorable Environment Minister is coming for that too. And I hope all insights, all what we learn from all of you will make this state one of the first states to achieve the goals for EDG. Thank you. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for all the motivation and guiding us through this journey. Now I request Shri Mahesh Patil sir, Chairman GSPCB, to hand over the memento to all the dignitaries on the dais as the remembrance of this innovatory gathering. Thank you. Thank you so much. I request Dr. Shamila Montero, Member Secretary, Goa Pollution Control Board, to deliver her vote of thanks.
Honorable Minister for PWD, Environment and Climate Change, Judiciary and Legislative Affairs, Shri Nilesh Kabral ji. Respected Secretary Environment, Government of Goa, Shri Arun Kumar Mishra ji. Respected Shri Anirudh Agrawal, Vice Chairman CII Goa State Council and Managing Director, Agrawal Renewable Energy Private Limited. Respected Chairman, Goa State Pollution Control Board, Shri Mahesh Patil. All the delegates and dignitaries present here. As we come to the end of the inaugural function, I am honored and privileged to propose the vote of thanks to the distinguished guests. On behalf of the Goa State Pollution Control Board and the organizers, I express my deep sense of gratitude and thank Honorable Chief Minister for his wholehearted support for this summit. Shri Nilesh Kabral, Honorable Minister for Environment and Climate Change, PWD and Legislative Affairs and Judiciary, Government of Goa, has been an inspiration. He is a great motivator and takes keen interest in matters that concern the environment and sustainability. Thank you, sir, for gracing the occasion and guiding the forum.
50,000 bags last year, and now we've great support. We've done a lot of bags for this event as well. These are all made by 62 women from the marginalized communities. And we saved 35,000 garments from landfill. Textiles will become the second largest contributor to landfill. So we saved 35,000. It's called Maka Naka Plastic. Show some bags. Patchwork bag they तरह से gift. Joint bending must they've not given it yet. Please wait. It varies right from 20, 30, 40, 50 different types. This is a patchwork bag. So all the chindis would go to landfill, right? So our makers have come up. This is Shweta and Reshma. And this is done. Screen printing is also, we've taught them they do their own screen printing now. So we've retrieved all the chindis. We have 5 villages in Kasai. We have a workshop in the Panchayat. And then we work with women in Maduna, Mastura, that whole area. And we have one with Anyay Rai Zindagi in Vasco. So we've got about a dozen women from Fourth Street.
save plastic.
Very nice. Good.
Thank you. Thank you.
which is purely designed and manufactured in India. Another part which has been Government of India is seeking that the testing facility as per the Indian standard of the QL1, QL2 since 2015. We have already developed a testing facility in India which is the first in Asia in laboratory to have the CEMS tested as per the QL1, QL2 in Indian standard. We are trying a lot to get in touch with the CPC chairman and all this thing. So the Goa Pollution Board responded us, give us an opportunity to present this part, and few of the like Maharashtra Pollution Control Board gives an opportunity. But this is for the nation. So we are ready, we have given already a later.
What is the product?
This is the product, like, yeah, it's a product. Now see, emission monitoring, now we talk about the sustainability. Sustainability comes with valid data. So whenever the data generates, you monitor. The data has to, when it goes to the server, has to be a validation. So you're not sure. The thousands of crores of data are coming today to the CPCB portal. Now the question comes is the validation of that. So when it is valid, when your system is valid, when it is tested as per the international standard of EN standard 15267, then obviously your data will be validated.
So we are told them,
So this is what we have done in that. Yeah, thank you so much. There's a meeting. I look forward to a lot of thank you so much.
Connected with your team. And yeah, we're already
I am from Satanok, scientific US based. We are ambient air quality monitoring. In Goa, currently we installed at Goa Mumbai to measure the pollution. All the all the parameters 24/7. It's report to Goa PCB dashboard. How is okay? Yeah, it's a complete shelter system. Yeah, all in the section of sample on the top. And continuous 24/7 data available on CPCB as well as GSPCB portal. Online you can connect. Yeah, online you can measure. Yeah, this again parameter automatically what the to get. We got similar tests in our van. Yeah, the van is and if any high data is there, then immediately you can go. Yes, mobile work as well in Vedanta.
I'm telling you this story to go. That's not
Sir. stations. They have been our we provide environment monitoring for population control for down techniques. So that data असं and we are also data we our and theirs. So all the industries they have quality for their
Then you monitor it.
We are one of the leading players of continuous monitoring in environment, sir. We are amongst the top 5 companies listed with CBCB. We have hundreds of stations installed all over India in environment monitoring and in emission monitoring, in both water quality and emission. Emission में तो हमने बहुत सारा काम किया है. चिमनी में से जो निकलता है, we were probably the first company in India to start checking the smoke coming out of chimney. This was way back in 1990. We started this in 1990 when the environment was not there. So we got very close with Bureau of Energy Efficiency and with pollution control boards and with industries. We've saved the nation a lot of energy.
कितें आसा पळय हांवें म्हज्या भाशणाकूय सांगलां पयलीं जो ते गोवा स्टेट पोल्युशन कंट्रोल बोर्ड चॅरमॅन ताचे सगळे वांगडी ताका शाबास कितें करता ते इनिशिएटीव त्यांचो सरकाराचो एकूय पयसो ना आमी फक्त बॅकींग दिल्लें आसा तांकां पयलीं शाबासकी आनी ह्यो गोश्टी भितर जे हांगा हे समिटना गोंयकारांचे जे गोंयान लोकांनी येवन पळोवचें तितून भितर गोंयचें गोवोरमेंट कितें करूं शकता तें आमी करीत येयल्ले आनी कितें न्यू आसा तें आमी करतले सो आज ह्यो गोश्टी न्यू आयडिया हांगा शिकपाक मेळटा सो आनी तितून भितर जे कंपनी आमी केन्ना आयकूंक नाशिल्ल्यो तेन्ना आमी पळयता सो कंटिन्युअस एअर पोल्युशन कंटिन्युअस मॉनिटरींग सिस्टम हे पार्ट ऑफ द सिस्टम तितून भितर ह्यो सगळीं स्टॉलां आसा वेरियस स्टेटीच्यान जे आपणाचे प्रोडक्ट जे तेणी एनवायरमेंट एंगल सस्टेनेबिलिटी दाखयल्ली आसा तितून भितर तेणी हे केल्लें आसा सो हांव पोल्युशन कंट्रोल बोर्ड चॅरमॅनाक ताच्या वांगड्याक शाबासकी दिता आनी जे हांगाचे बेस्ट आसा हे गोंयान आमी इम्प्लिमेंट करपाचो हो भाग आमी घेतलो
सर रिस्पॉन्ड कसो आसा सध्या तरी आयज ओपन जाता पूण जशी
ना रिस्पॉन्ड कितें जाता दीस इज हे कितें हे फेर न्ही जे वचून बाजारान वचून गार्मेंट घेवपाचे असले फेर न्ही हांगा लायक मायंडेड जे लोक जे गोंयान भितर आसा जेका कोणाक हे इंडस्ट्रियल भितर जाय ताका ते फेर आसतलो हांगा रिस्पॉन्ड म्हणल्यार पब्लीक जनरल पब्लीक हांगा येवचेच ना
स्कुलाकूय आपयता
स्कुलाक आतां सांजचे आयच्यान सांजची दनपारां जावन स्कुलां वेरियस एनवायरमेंटल स्कुल्स जे गोंयान आसा जे एनवायरमेंटल सायन्स शिकयता ती स्कुलां हांगा विजीट करतले फॉर द यंगस्टर्स टू अंडरस्टँड हांगा हो प्रोग्राम मागीर दनपारां जातलो चालू आयज फाल्यां परवा
Nilesh, how much solar is there in Goa?
How much solar is there in Goa? You should ask Sudhin about that question. I started with 0 solar in Goa. When I left, it was almost, it had touched around 12 megawatts. As today, I am not aware. But it is increasing. It is increasing.
Percent? You can't put a percent? How much of
No, when I was, see, I have not studied it right now because I am not part of it. But when I was part of power, it was 0. Then when I exited power, it had touched 12 megawatts that time. So I think it is increasing now. Lots.
airport is no solar.
No, of course it is. It is a green environment. It is a green energy airport. It has got phase-wise implementation. They are not depending on the grid. It is a phase implementation. They are 100% green environment airport, and they are putting solar and they are putting in green energy towards the conservation.
But some airports, Hyderabad and all are totally solar.
Yeah, so that it is just started. No? So it is a phase-wise. It cannot be 100%. So it is 100%. It is going to be on sustainable. They will not require the green energy. The green energy, and on the contrary, they will produce there and supply it back to the government. It is emphasized already.
सर हांगा आमी पळयता की STP आसा बाकी बायोमेस्ट जे आसा तेंचेय प्लांट आसा सो गोवा गव्हर्मेंट खंय तरी
कितें आसा पळय टॅक्नोलॉजी आमी म्हाका दिसता तुमी लक्षांत ना मनोहरभाई पर्रीकर आसतना 2000 MBR टॅक्नोलॉजी जी देशा भितर नाशिल्ली पयलीं 30-40 जे हे जाताले भायर आउटपूट जातालो तर 30-40 आसताले आमचे डिझॉल्वर सोल्युशन आतां इट इज बिकॉज BOD आतां लेस दॅन 10 सो इट वॉज वन ऑफ द इम्पॉर्टंट थिंग्स तेन्ना चालू आज देशभर असले प्लांट पयलीं तोंडकार घातलेलो आज देशभर असले 3-4 हजार प्लांट जाल्ले आसा पयलीं देशा भितर गोंयान जाले सो अशी टॅक्नोलॉजी इम्प्रूव जाता हितून भितर न्यू कितें येयला आमी घेवपाची तयारी आसतली
सर एक लास्ट टायम कमनार प्रोजेक्ट आशिल्लो तुमी तेचो उल्लेख केला तर कितें प्रोग्रेस आनी आसा
तें म्हाका खबर ना प्रोग्रेस ऑनरेबल सुदीन बाब पळयता पूण एनवायरमेंटल एंगलाचे ते हें आशिल्लें पळय ताका लास्ट टायम हांवें स्टेटमेंट केल्लो की दोनूय गोश्टी पळोवंक पडटा लोकांक 24 वरां लायट जाय आनी आमी तेन्ना स्कीम काडलेली 50% दिवपाक सोलर पूण तितल्या लोकांनी घालूंक ना हें खंत हांवें बघितलं म्हणजे पॉलिटिकल क्लासाक 24 वरां लायट दी म्हणटा आपण स्वता गोंयच्या खातीर कितें करतले हेजेर विचार कोण चडशा लोकांनी करूं नाशिल्ले आतां म्हाका खबर ना पूण 50% सबसिडी 2-3 वर्सां जेन्ना चल्ली हार्डली पर्सेंटेज आमी सबसिडी जी गव्हर्मेंटान एंगला भितर घातली ती सबसिडी दिवपाक आमकां एंट्री नाशिल्ल्यो लोकां कडेन
सर काल सेंटरान कर्नाटकाक 5,000चो बजेटान निधी दिला पूण गोंया खातीर कांयच दिवना सर
ते निधी दिला पळय आमकां कितें निधी दिवपाचें आहा तूं वाच आज हांवें स्टेटमेंट केला तुका तें कळचें ना तुमकडे बस हांव तुका सांगता निधी कशी आमकां मेळटली
I'm Clary Furtado. I'm doing MSc in Environmental Science from DM's College, MAPSA. So I'm really pleased that I've got an opportunity to be here for this event about sustainability and to learn about how we can protect our environment through technological innovation as well as development. As also my classmates over here, we have all come together. Similarly, the main motto is to take all this knowledge and use it in our near future after our education, and as well as to tell other people also spread the knowledge and how we can do for the betterment of our future.
It is useful for you?
Yes, it is definitely useful for me as well as for all of us, we human beings. We need sustainability in our life. For example, we need our local produced goods to showcase to the other people. These are indigenous things which are found in Goa, and we do not find most of the things, so we need to preserve our identity, and through all of these goods we can preserve our identity as Goans.
So my name is Shruti. I'm from EMC College, Asagaon. I'm a student of MSc Environment Part 1. We as youth, we have to take this forward. So this is a great opportunity for us, like to create awareness, because now we are aware about this. We can create awareness amongst many people as we youth can take great steps. I think this is a great opportunity for us.
Okay. Is it any benefit for you?
Yes, as currently I am studying environmental science. This is of great use for us because we can use it in many ways, and all the locals also can use it.
Hi, my name is Vaibhav Singh Rathore. I am from College of Technology and Engineering, Udaipur, Rajasthan, and we are here at IESSG, which is the first International Environment and Sustainability Summit in Goa. We are here because sustainability and environment crisis is very big deal, and it's on a boom at the given moment. And we believe that the coming generations need to be much more aware than we are about sustainability and waste management. And this conference is a very good step towards encouraging people towards sustainability. And from this conference we have learned various startups, various companies which are working tirelessly towards a better future, towards a better generation, a better future. And I would like to thank all those people who are working towards this future and working tirelessly, coming up with great innovative ideas for a better world, to make the world a better place for not just me but for the coming generations as well. Because as we say, we have not taken this world from our ancestors, we have loaned it from our future generations. Thank you.
Thank you, boys. Namaste.